Hi there, this is Puneet Lamba, working as Vice President Operations and Client Servicing for a renowned marketing and advertising company. Well, this is my first video, I must tell you all. So I don't know how good I will be throughout the video, but this definitely is not the last one. This is a series of videos that I will be making on client servicing, project management and operations, sharing my experience which I've gathered over the period of last 16-17 years of working in various different domains. Well, under this COVID-19 threat that we are living under and we are all being caged at our home, it has become even more difficult for the client servicing, the account management team to collaborate with their production teams. So one thing that we definitely need to change from here onwards, and we must change in order to get the best output from our production teams, right? And I would like to start off with something that's very close to my heart and the term that I have given, which is Glorified Postman. Trust you me, this is who you are when you just pass on that email as is to the production team. Maybe some may add words like FYI, some say FYI and A, some say FYI R, which means for your information and reference, for your information and action, for your information, right? These are nothing but plain forward emails, right? It does not really help. It does not give a context. And if forwarding was the only thing needed, then maybe the email originally could have been forwarded directly to the production team, maybe via group email ID or something like that. Then you may not be needed. So you really need to think how to add value into these kind of projects, right? Well, you know, in the past, when I was discussing this with my account management team or people I work with, a lot of them came to me with a question like, Puneet, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert of digital. I'm not an expert of packaging. I'm not an expert of print. How do I add value? Well, that's fair, and that's totally fair. Those questions are correct. But whether it is an indoor or an outdoor, whether it is a TV or it's a print or a digital, any kind of marketing and advertising need has a copy requirement, has an imagery requirement, has a brand guideline requirement, and top it all, there is a deadline requirement, right? No project starts without a start date and ends without an end date, right? So there is definitely all of this piece of information which is common among all. You as an account manager, as a client servicing person can check whether all of that is there or not. If all of that is already there, then you can put that in a piece of email to the production team by clarifying to that, hey, I can see that the product, the information, the packaged job jacket that I have received has all the required components. What it does is that it ensures that the file that they're going to download later is not corrupt, right? A lot of time this happens that a day or 2 days later, when they actually start working on a project, because they were working on priorities from the past 2 days, and when they started working on the project, the only thing they find is the provided file was corrupt. Now you have to go back to the client and tell the client that, hey, you know, the file that you provided is corrupt. The client is going to get frustrated because now the client was waiting for the delivery, but what you have in turn provided is just an information saying the file was corrupt. Imagine the frustration that client now goes through. You can avoid all of that. Do your job, add value. That is what you need to remember. By forwarding an email, you're just being a glorified postman. Postmen, they work very hard to deliver those emails. They go door to door. They don't care about the weather conditions, but they do go door to door. Where else you're sitting on your computer and just forwarding those emails. More so now, we are all caged in a room. We only have our laptops or a desktop, and we can just simply forward an email, or we could even make a choice that we check the material. Whatever we have received, at least we can check that we have received whatever the client says has sent is opening, is working or not working. Okay, you may not be able to take a call whether the provided information is complete or not, whether the provided information is right or not, but at least you'll be able to check whether the information is provided and whether that is accessible or not, whether that is opening or not, and whether or not there is a deadline. And how deadline comes in handy, you can communicate with your production team. You can tell them that, hey, you know, the project is needed by on the 7th or the 8th. While I know it's already mentioned in the email below by the client, but you can clarify it to them. It will help them prioritize, reprioritize the projects that are already sitting with them. You cannot, you just don't tell them when is the finished product is required. You also need to tell them by when you need them to review and get back to you, by when you need them to get back to you with questions, by when you need the production team to get back to you with the first cut, by when you need the production team to get back to you with the revisions, and so on. You can create that timeline, the project plan, the base plan. You need to create that. Remember one thing very clearly. When you're driving a bus, you cannot drive a bus from the middle of the bus, right? You have to be right on the front seat. Even if the driving wheel is given to you, yet it's not possible to control from the middle of the bus. You have to be on the front driving seat with the driving wheel in your hand, and then take the whole bus, take the entire team to the finish line. That's the only way to manage a project. That's the only way to control an account, right? So you're the front line, you're the driver, you are the one who has to manage the expectations, and you need to lead the way, right? And that's possible only when you take control of the project. And the only way to control the project is to analyze and put forward your analysis and let people know that what you want them to do, rather than them telling you what you should be doing. All right. So next time when you forward an email, the first thing you need to do is take a step back, understand, analyze, and provide the information of the project to the production team. I hope the last 6 minutes was helpful for you. You've learned something new today. If you did learn something new, please pass on this video to others, subscribe, and wait for the new videos to come in the near future. Give me some comments, give me some feedback so I can improve as well. This was my first. I would look forward to your feedbacks as well. Thank you very much.